What's up, guys? Charles from Champions of Game Time coming at you with my friend Shane's Magical Musketeer. We took this to Utah in our Utah adventure, and how'd you do?
I went 4-4. I had two bricky matches, but other than that, the deck performed pretty well. Went up against quite a few Spiral players, and I'm actually really happy with how they performed. I only really bricked against Pendulum Magicians, and they were just able to out-resource me. So,
With that, let's just go ahead and get in the profile.
alright. So we're going to start with monsters. Like standard, you got to run the 3 Caspar. Caspar is your main searcher. He's one of the biggest monsters you can get into, and not to mention he's a ties target. Really great card. A lot of times people forgot that he can activate with their spells too. So you just put him down in the middle, and people kind of just play how they normally would, and you kind of get your free search. Then you play the 3 Starfire. Really DC fans, so really enjoyed the name change. So I actually really think I usually cited out my 3rd copy of her for something else, just a side deck. I personally would probably cut her down to 2. I don't really like her at 3 as much, but she is really good to start plays and get to Casper if you don't have one. So moving on, you got my personal favorite card, Kid Brave. Got to play 3 of this because the deck has a tendency to brick with copies of the same Magical Musketeer and Musket cards, so if you get this guy on board, you're able to discard and figure out what else, try and get what else you need. Helps you dig deeper in the deck. You just keep moving with this guy. He's really awesome. Plus, he's based on a 6 shooter, so gotta keep that cowboy alive. Then you got Doc. He's an awesome card. I did lose a game against Pendulum Magician, but I was almost dead, and I actually was able to draw into him because I'd bricked, and I didn't see any monsters. But as soon as I got to him, I was actually able to reuse just 2 Magical Musket cards in order to stay alive for about 5 turns. So he's really good for recycling and stalling, but if you don't see anything else, you're kind of boned. I only play 2 of that, though. Then you got to play the 1 Calamity. She's Revival. I don't play the Wild, so she's still dead for a ties target, but a lot of the times you'll actually probably banish her off Desires, so it's not really worth playing her at more than 1, and it's not really worth playing Wild in general, unless you're just a huge fan of Dagusto Emerald, which we all know is banned now. Then you got the triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. You can't really play in this meta if you don't have this card. I personally had to borrow these. I sold my friend one of these copies though. But he let me borrow it back and plus the other 2, so it really helped out today, or this weekend. It was a great card. There's a reason it's so expensive, man. Then finally, you gotta play that 1 Max C. It's just too good against decks that special summon a lot. Just too good, especially if you open it. It's kind of just a game changer. Moving on, we got the spells. Alright, so this one's a little bit more controversial. I play 3 Steady Hands. Steady Hands is a play starter, so if you open 2 of them in hand, he's not as bad as opening 2 cross doms. So you can just activate him and target. It doesn't really matter, and it'll get your Magical Musket cards off. That's why I like playing him at 3. A lot of people don't, though. Then I play double Cross Domination. It is really one of the best cards in the deck. It negates monster effects. Not spells, just monster effects, and reduces them to 0. So not only is it a good battle spell, but it also stops your opponent in the middle of it. The only thing it can't really stop is it can only target stuff on field, so it can't stop hand traps or anything like that. So that really kind of sucks, but it's good for what it does. And then moving on to the more generic non-magical musket cards for spells, you got Triple Ties of the Brethren. This card just makes this deck kind of broken. The Paying Life kind of sucks. That's kind of why you want to play Broken, or I don't know, not Broken Line. I can't remember the one trap that's column based, but that card's awesome. I played double summon this weekend. I wanted to play it at 3, but I just couldn't find the space. I really like it at 3, but with the ties, I just couldn't find the space, and I like both of them, so I ended up just playing both. But I kept the double summons to 2. Then gotta have the draw power, so I play double Pot of Desires. 3 is too much, 2 is just enough in my opinion, banishing combo pieces isn't a horrible idea. Or, I'm sorry, not a horrible idea, but a horrible problem because you play almost 3 of everything besides, of course, your 1-ofs that are 1-ofs. But Desires isn't bad for the deck, and it gets one of your magical muskets off. So, Upstart Goblin, pay 1,000, activate a magical musket effect, draw a card. No downside for this card, in my opinion. Regeki, activate, clear your opponent's board, activate a magical musket card. Then for traps, you gotta play the 3 last stands, negate a spell and trap. It's a little better than, in my opinion, than the cross dom because there's things like evenly matched and there's all kinds of things that can just completely bone you. And you just gotta have this card. Negates Regekis, negates Invocation. If you get this out on invoked players, it really hurts them. Moving on, you gotta play the triple Desperado, Zodiac Trident, and a trap card. Great card. Helped me with my pendulum matches, and really helps against True Dracos to get rid of their stuff. Then I play Double Fiendish Deal. This one was more of a personal choice. I really liked it. It helped me a lot against my matchups because a lot of times people would side in if I didn't play this first game, people would side in Ghost Ogres. Yeah. And it really helped because they can't destroy them. And so you keep your magical musket, you get to resolve your effects. I also had one guy get really upset because the first game I had this down the entire game, and at the end of it he threw down Regeki. He was like, "This is useless against you." I was like, "Yeah." Gotta have those fiendish deals. And then Strike. I ran this because it stops a lot more stuff. The cost is really bad. The one game I actually really saw these, I ended up paying myself out too much and lost the game. So strikes are a personal choice. I played them for hand trap negation, but it's whatever you want to do for those last 2. Moving on to extra deck, I got the 1 Phantom Knight, the Phantom Knights of Breaksword. Great card. Super glad it got reprinted. The 1 Grand Pulse. Went into this twice this weekend. Kind of boned me both times. Then I have the number 30. Acid Golem of Destruction. Really good beater if you really need a beater. If you don't get rid of him in 2 turns though, he's pretty bad. Think I need to put in Akashak, or however you pronounce it, but yeah. So, number 51, Finisher, the Strong Arm. If you have a lot of monsters on board, he's pretty good, but not great. Never went into him. Constellar Ptolemy 7, just there because you can use Hades. Hades is actually a really great card. He switches all your opponent's monsters to defense, and you can just put this on. You can just put Ptolemy 7 on top of him. Make yourself a little beater from your 3s. Then number 47, Nightmare Shark. Gotta have it. Attacks your opponent directly. If they build a wall, you can get over it. You get around it. Abyss Dweller. You got a 4s, so why not? Tornado Dragon. Didn't ever go into him. Would love to, but the times I needed him, I didn't really see my 4s. The 4s are kind of hard. I got the whole Utopia package. You got the Utopia the Shining, and Utopia the Lightning. Gotta have them. Not only are they cherries targets, because a lot of people run them, just being able to have the whole package in the deck is just great. ABC Buster Dragon, or Dragon Buster. I always say that backwards. Great card to Ash. And then Decode Talker and Spiral Double Helix. I didn't really feel like Firewall was that important to hit because it's harder to get into and it's not as good if you don't back it up. So I did Decode Talker and Double Helix because Double Helix hurts like a bitch. And Decode Talker isn't that bad. So he's more of a generic link for everyone. So that's it for the extra deck. Moving on, we have my side for that weekend. I have the Magical Musket Dancing Needle. This is a really great card. Helped me win my Blue Eyes matchups. Just was able to recycle it and keep banishing his stones before he was able to use them. So that was great. Droll and Lock. I actually picked this up this weekend, and in all reality, most of my Spiral players played around it. I was actually really upset. They were 25 apiece, and I was kind of upset. But, great card. I think if I main decked it would have been better. But, as the way it was, I never actually got to use it more than once, which was really weird in my opinion. Then I got double Gamma Seal, Calamungus, Sticky String, whatever, and Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. I only ever cited in the Gamma Seals. Should have probably put in something else for the other stuff, but it was good for it'd been good for if I needed it. Then I got double Cosmic Cyclone for that Pendulum Purple Poison Magician. Frick that guy. Most annoying card I faced this weekend. And other stuff, but mostly that guy. Double Barrier, or Dimensional Barrier. I only got commons, I know, don't give me shit. Great card, stops Pendulum Magicians for a little bit. If they normal summon and you don't have anything, that's what I ran into. But, great card otherwise. System Downs, played one ABC player. Thought about not citing this before, really glad I did. Helped me win game 2. And then, Ghost Reaper, Winter Cherries. Helped me out with both the Spiral guy and the ABC Buster guy. Really great card. Completely stopped him in his tracks, and I couldn't have been more happy with it. Well, that's my Magical Musketeer deck profile, guys.